Hello everybody, my name is Erin. Welcome to today's video. We're making masks, but we're making cute masks, okay? I typically make mine overnight or before the next day so that it matches my makeup. But I finally got a day off, which is when I just let my skin breathe. And I figured that it'd be a lot of fun to show you guys some of the anime-inspired masks I've been making, as well as making some new ones. So, I'm hoping to have it be kind of a series. So, today we're doing Demon Slayer, and that is making masks for Shinobu, Mitsuri, and Nezuko. I have others planned for other characters, but I wanted to keep it simple and straight to the point, just so this video didn't become super duper long. But yeah, so, now that I've briefed you, let's go. Okay, so, things you're gonna need. Patterns, of course. I have two different sizes here. One is medium, one is small. Small works for me, and medium seems to work for most other people. And then for most of the guys I know, usually they use a large. But thankfully for these, I'm planning on just making them for myself or for friends who are like my same size. So I've only used the small. This is a free pattern from online. I will put everything down below. Credit, of course, goes to them. Also, if you need more in-depth instructions, definitely go check out the original tutorial. It's really straightforward, but I know that sometimes if you're newer or you just haven't done it in a while or you're like me and you're brain dead, a little bit of help is always kind of nice. So, materials-wise, besides the pattern, you're gonna need your fabric, obviously. You can go for printed fabric, you can go for solid fabric, you could go for both. It's really up to you. One fabric is for lining, one fabric is for doing the mask. However, personally, I like to mix them up and do the front as a solid and a print. I just think it's fun. I don't always do it. I might not today, but I figured it was worth mentioning. So, for the specific characters I'm doing today, which is Shinobu, Mitsuri, and Nezuko, I have chosen this purple chrysanthemum fabric and a matching cool toned purple solid. And on top of that, I have these little butterflies. Putting these on the mask does make it so that you really need to wash it by hand. But I'll be honest with you, it's so cute that like I'm willing. I don't mind. It's just really, really cute. For the next ones, I have these two for Mitsuri. It's going to be a half and half mask, definitely. So one part is going to be this green and one part is going to be this pink. I have already made one that I like from this. But I'm gonna go ahead and redo it and see if my painting skills have gotten any better. And for Nezuko, we have green and pink, and this as well will most likely be a two-tone mask. So basically all three of them probably like two colors on it. And I'll stop with those right there because I do have some more Demon Slayer ones planned, hopefully, but I also definitely have plans for Jujutsu Kaisen and some from Boku no Hero. But we're starting with Demon Slayer because that's my current jam. As for fabric, like I said, can be anything you want. I prefer just regular cotton. Go ahead and get a third or less. I don't know, I'm hesitant to say for you to get a quarter. I tend to round up, and so that's why I do a third. I don't think I'd go under a quarter, just because you're messing with like the length of it rather than the width. So it can be perfectly long enough, but that doesn't mean that it's going to be wide enough for you to pull anything out of it. But then again, 1/4 is probably like around here, and I'm sure it would be fine for you. You would think I'd have better estimation skills considering I work at a fabric store, but not really. Okay, But like I said, a third will keep you safe. You can definitely use interfacing if you would like to. I don't. This is a personal preference. I think it's too much work. It's not like it's a big expensive cost, because most of the time it's like less than $1 per yard depending on how you run it. But you know, it's just whatever. It's all good. It'll work. So once we have those, I went ahead and used the pattern to cut them all out. I'm very excited about Shinobu, but that's just because by this point I cosplayed her so many times that I probably kin her. And that just reminds me I forgot to look for butterfly beads like I was supposed to at the craft store. Yay! But anyway, I still have the butterflies. I also have these pink ones and some little stars. So those might make an appearance. We'll see. You know, I figure if I'm gonna go for it, I'm gonna fucking go for it. So like, you know, let's have fun with it. Anyway, you guys go ahead, download the pattern, cut out which one's good for you, cut out some fabric, and then we can start sewing. Okay, hey guys, change of scenery. So I am currently at my sewing machine, and what I'm gonna go ahead and do is pick which pieces I want to be in front and sew them together down this line. So we're going to do the curved first, and we're going to do that for both the outside of the mask and the inside. So go ahead and just do whatever you feel feels right, do whatever you like. Remember, there are right and wrong sides to the fabric. Make sure that you're matching up the ones that will work for you. That way, when you have it sewn together, it'll come out like that. So I'm gonna go ahead and just take this, sew it down, and then I'm gonna go ahead and do that for all 3 of the masks that I'm making, both the lining and the front, and then I will meet you back right here. Hey, we're back. Been a second, but not for you, because YouTube time. Anyway, I've started decorating everything. I think I'm gonna leave Nezuko's alone just because I really like what's going on here. So I'm gonna leave her. She's fine. For Mitsuri, I went ahead and did her Demon Slayer mark. I color matched it pretty okay considering that I had to mix the color. But I think this is really cute. I actually did it before on this one, but I like to think that we did a better job this time around. So yeah. Obviously if you can find a stencil or want to make one, you totally don't have to freehand everything like I do. And then also, I'll try and leave a link where to find these little butterflies, because they're from like a wholesale jewelry site, but you are able to get them in like smaller quantities, I believe. It's just since they're from China, they take forever. But they're totally worth it in my mind, because look how cute that is. I'm pretty sure these are chrysanthemums. Tell me if I'm wrong. But no, I'm gonna put some more butterflies, and how to put these on is there's nothing there to hold it onto there. I just do it right in the center, and then I will knot it in the front, cut it so that it looks like there's 2 little antennae right there. You can kind of see them. But yeah, so Demon Slayer ones are going pretty well on track. I really like this Shinobu one already. But like I said, I cosplay her way too much. Mitsuri's is really fun, and Nezuko's, I feel so lucky to have found this fabric. Because this is the bow they were selling at Hot Topic. And then they're different pinks, but like, check that out. They're the same pattern. I got pretty damn lucky. But yeah, so I'm gonna go ahead and do that. As you can see, all of these are just the first layers. So it's the front outside layer, and that way it won't do anything to the inside layer, the lining, so that we can wear it without having any worries about stitching or paint or anything. It won't have that really like stiff feel like a lot of fabric paint leaves on fabric. So we're good there. Anyway, I am going to finish sewing some butterflies and maybe a few more coats on that Demon Slayer mark, and I will see you again to get back to the sewing. Hey guys! So, it may or may not be the next day. Anyway. I've gone ahead and taken the masks. We have sewn the lining to the front. That's what we will be doing here. What you want to do is match up the curved seams. That way you have the same ones on each side, or the matching ones rather. And then what we're going to do is we're going to have right sides together and sew all along here as well as all the way down here. What you want to do is make sure that you reinforce the seams at the beginning and at the end. It's really important for you to do it that way. It stands up when you're turning it out and you're not going to break any stitching. So yeah, I'm going to go ahead and finish that with Nezuko's and Shinobu's masks, and I will touch base with you right after. Okay, so I finished sewing and we're going to start turning them out. What you're going to do is, after making sure that these are reinforced, I'm really putting a lot of pressure on that because they will tear if you don't reinforce the stitching, and then you'll have to go back and do it again. So just take my advice, please, because I've been there and I want you to learn from my mistakes. Anyway, go ahead and pick an end. I think this one, they're both about the same size, but all we're gonna do is turn it out. It might seem a little bit awkward at first, but it's totally possible, so don't worry. As long as you've been going along, I really don't think that you'll have any trouble turning it out, just because, like, you reinforce your seams, and you do everything else, and you've been going on track, there's plenty of room for it to go and come out. So yeah, we're gonna go ahead and do that for all of them. I might press these in a second with an iron, because they do tend to wrinkle when you turn them out. But yeah, so I will finish doing these, probably go hit them with the iron real quick, and then I will meet you back here. Okay, so we're so close to being finished. Anyway, here we have these, right? What we're gonna do is go to the inside, fold over the tab, and then what we're gonna do is fold that over again. And we're going to stitch right here so that we get this. I prefer to use a very narrow stitch. It really doesn't make that big of a difference. It's just how I sew normally. But yeah, we're gonna do that, and then we can put in the elastic and we're gonna be done. So I'll see you in a second. My dude's for the last step. Okay. What we're gonna do is take some pieces of elastic. You're gonna need 13 inches. I need less than that, but I like to have more just in case. So what we're gonna do is you're going to take your mask where you've done the little openings on the sides. You're gonna take a piece of elastic, put a safety pin on it, and we're gonna feed it through, just like you would do if you were putting elastic in a waistband or anything. After that, we're going to take the safety pin off and meet the ends, and then we're gonna tie it. Make sure you do a loose knot first, that way you can adjust it if you need to. And then once we've done that, let's see, we'll do it on this side. You're gonna trim off the excess, like this, and we're going to pull it so that we can get that knot into the fabric.
and that way it's hidden. So that's it. We'll be right back. That way I can show you everything finished. My dudes, we did it. We did it. Ooh, she's so pretty. Ah. Shinaboos. And then as it goes. Also, because I know people are going to ask about the fabric, it's from Joann's Calico Cotton series. Don't ask why I know that so well. Anyway. Thank you guys so much for joining me. I hope that this was helpful in any way, or that you at least just enjoyed spending a little bit of time watching it. Thank you guys so much for hanging out with me. I really appreciate it. So, you guys have an awesome day, and I will see you in the next video. Bye bye!